This year, one of the biggest changes made to the Ben Venture Conference was opening the early stage track to companies from across the US. So in the past, this track has just been limited to Central Oregon companies. By broadening the scope, we've been able to not only attract more applying companies, but also a commitment from Portland Seed Fund for a $20K minimum investment in one of the finalist companies. So thank you for that. That's awesome. And Jen Lynch is here today from Portland Seed Fund. This is up from the $17,500 cash award last year. So we're excited to support our homegrown Central Oregon companies and showcase how they compete on a region-wide or nationwide basis. As our conference has grown, so has the attention it has commanded, and changes like this allow us to make it bigger and better each year. So first, thank you to Portland Seed Fund for sponsoring this early stage investment, raising it again this year to $20K at BVC. Let's give them a round of applause. We've got tonight two, not one, but two expert judges in the mix. They'll be voting for 2 of the 5 finalists headed to the BVC stage, leaving 3 for you to determine. So heads up, pay attention, let's see what we do here. So I'd like to have you help me welcome to the stage Jen Lynch from Portland Seed Fund and Chris Capdevilla from Amplion. Did everybody get a voting ticket at check-in? You should have a voting ticket. All electronic ballots must have exactly 3 votes or they won't be counted. So you have to vote for 3. The beer is important, that's good. Okay, once we've heard from all the companies, voting will open, the results will be tallied and then announced at the end of PubTalk. So wait for my cue on that. But some cool things are gonna be happening also during that voting time. So the companies will present in alphabetical order, and there'll be 3-minute pitches followed by 3-minute Q&A. We'll only have time for 2 or 3 questions per company. So some of those will come from the judges, and then if you could please keep your questions short. Remember, these are early stage companies, and they may not have a complete answer regarding financials. So again, you should have a voting ballot. We have excellent judges. Thank you, Portland Seed Fund. You have to have 3 votes. And we'll get those folks up here, get this party started in alphabetical order. So I think I've covered the preamble. You ready to go? Okay. Let's give, before everybody presents, let's have a big round of applause for all the companies. Yeah. We're slightly ahead of schedule, so I'm just going to tell you a story. I just got back from Ireland, and my partner made me go on a hiking trip, which, okay, I know people from this area like to hike, and I do as well as the other, but it just occurred to me it's just like being an entrepreneur. So I was climbing and climbing and climbing up this hill in the worst possible weather, and I was like, God, I can't, this is hard. How do I do this? So I started looking around, and it was like, well, the sun was out, I had great boots, I was with some really good people, I just kept hiking up and up, and the wind was blowing about 60 miles an hour, and then the rain came, and I was like, God, I'm glad I have a good jacket. Uh-oh, my jacket just failed. I was soaked, 60-mile-an-hour winds up on top of this ridge, which I don't really like heights either. So I worked so hard, and I got all the way to the top, and it was like I was soaking wet, and it was 60-mile-an-hour winds. So I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And then suddenly the sun came out, and I could see this whole view of this beautiful ocean and all this around me. I was like, oh, this is why I did it. And then the rains came again. And then the sun came out, and then it rained, and then the wind blew, but then I was fine. And then I got to the top, and I'm like, this is so cool. And then I figured out we had to walk down 600 steps to get to the bottom. And I'm like, this is just like being an entrepreneur. So this work that people are doing is very optimistic. It's about solving problems, but it involves a huge amount of energy and anxiety and preparation to actually make it happen. And these are huge risks that people are taking to try to make money, try to make a difference, try to create jobs, all the things that drive us to do this work. And I feel like tonight is such a great forum to see the core of that and to see the innovation that is actually happening in our state and beyond our state. So this is a celebration of that, and that's the end of my story. Thank you. So our first pitch is by Doing, Josh Friedman, an app designed to compile a curated list of local and regional events. Josh?
Wave them around. Thanks so much for having us. My name is Josh Friedman, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Doing. We're a Portland-based company that is building the first platform for the distribution, promotion, and targeting of real-world events for web and app publishers. The company was founded with the mission to harmonize the world's experiences, and this is important because it's still really almost impossible for people to find things to do around. Think of Yelp, but for events. Our journey, though, begins with a B2B focus. And building a product that addresses the larger events industry's problems is really difficult, so much so that really no companies have been successful outside of the ticketing companies. The industry may be one of the most fragmented there is, with literally millions of venues and really no place for them to promote. There's some great companies in the space like Meetup, Eventbrite, who just went public last week. Airbnb is doing some cool things, but no company has brought together the core elements into a single platform: the collection, discovery, promotion, and booking of all events and experiences. Starting on the consumer side, which is really what most companies have done, we believe is the wrong decision. What really needs to happen is we need to focus on companies that are providing events recommendations for their clientele, leverage that reach and that audience. Think of hotels, travel booking sites, vacation rentals, et cetera. And this is a completely unaddressed need right now in the market and a wide open opportunity, we believe. We provide tools to help venues, event marketers, and publishers promote and distribute events to their clientele. Our platform enables in the embedding of calendars, curated lists, and feeds of events to anywhere on the web, in mobile, social media, email campaigns, et cetera. And this becomes a dedicated place for the promotion of events across a growing network of publishers. Our platform addresses the confluence of three core issues. One is people looking for things to do. Two is venues and event marketers needing to promote. And three, web and app publishers embedding events for their clientele. And the hospitality and travel sectors today need to be doing these things, and so our go-to-market journey begins there. We will begin charging these companies for access to our tools, and in turn building this early publisher network. Next, we'll begin working with the venue and event marketers to begin leveraging this growing publisher network and for paid events and paid promotion. And that's the core revenue model for Doing. We believe it's unique, it adds real value for customers, and is incredibly lucrative. Our founding team is killer with the right skill set, relationships, and experience to get this business rocking. I've returned $40 million to shareholders so far in my previous endeavors. We have relationships with about 5,000 hotels. We currently have 20 hotels on the pilot hotels live on our platform, with 60 more coming on in the next 30 days or so. We're looking to raise a $2 million seed round, of which we've already brought in a third. We expect to begin generating revenue in Q4 of this year, and we believe we can get to break even with just 50 hotels. So thanks so much. Need a mic?
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
I have to ask a quick technical question. Do I need to repeat the questions for people in the other room, or is it mic? Is there sound?
Yes, in here, if you could repeat the questions.
Repeat the questions. Okay. So we have this situation when we have multiple rooms where questions will need to be repeated, and I've become adept at taking long questions and converting them into haiku. So I'll try to take that role without making the conversation too jagged. Okay. So do you have a question, Jen?
Yeah. So what you feel like doing on any one night feels like very personal. So somebody might be really excited about learning about sports events in town, and the next person might be really excited about theater performances, and seems like the first thing you see on something like Doing would have, leave you with a big impression about what there is to do in a place. How do you make this feel more personal for the person who's looking for something to do?
So since Jen was on a mic, do I need to repeat that, or did that go into the other room? I know. Okay, so events that you want to go to is very personal. How do you create an experience for the customer that is personalized?
It's a great question. I mean, the short, quick answer is through great data science. But really more interesting and important in the early part of our journey is the fact that we're working with businesses like hotels and travel booking sites and vacation rentals, et cetera, who in theory have a good grasp of what their customers are looking for. And they are doing the curation based on their customers, what they might expect that their customers are doing. So through curated lists that they're curating and putting in their website and through mobile apps and whatever their guest experience is, client experience.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Hi.
Good job. So you're trying to bite off a pretty big market, right? And there's, as you mentioned, there's a lot of competitors that haven't done great. Am I on? I think I'm on. I just need to be closer. So can you talk a little bit about how you're planning on acquiring customers and what your go-to-market strategy is in a little more detail?
Great question. I'll repeat it too, just in case anyone didn't hear.
Yeah, because it's a big nut you're trying to
absolutely.
crack, right?
Yeah. What's the go-to-market? Great question, and part of how we got to where we are today, the original vision was to solve this for all consumers, and that is really too big of anything to break off for a small company. Part of how we got to our go-to-market strategy was the fact that we knew that was going to be almost impossible, and my experience through 17 years now building hospitality technology companies, what we realized was that hotels, to start with, and others in the travel space, have a really good grasp of their customer, as I mentioned, but they also have a really wide audience. Hilton's got 25 million members of their Hilton Honors program, and so working with them to be promoting events that they're curating for their audience is actually helping us leverage that audience and reach, and that's a big part of our go-to-market.
Thanks, Josh. So question from the room here or from the other room? Yeah, Jim. So what's your revenue model? Is it SaaS or hybrid or something else?
Great question, Jim. We have a three-part revenue model. The first and really most interesting, what we're going to market with in this coming quarter, is selling access to our tools. It's a SaaS platform for hotels and others in the travel space. We think we can get upwards of $500 to $1,000 per month per hotel, including in this next quarter. So we actually think that it's pretty solid. The third of the three revenue streams are getting an interchange on the ticket fee. Basically, when something sells through our platform, unfortunately, most of the companies in the space historically that have tried to build a company here have built their entire revenue model based on that. So that was one of the things that we realized that we can't base it on at all until later, and when we have a large audience, that becomes a big number. But the core revenue model is one of promotion, where venues and event marketers are using this platform and the growing publisher network as a paid promotion, and they're paying Doing to get promoted through that whole network, their events, basically.
Thank you, Josh. That's our time. Appreciate it. Cowbells. I hear cowbells. Must be people from Ben Tech. Okay. Second early stage company, Ella and Oak and Christine, if you could make your way up here. Christine Callahan, an online bridal marketplace for plus-size brides, bringing the try and buy experience home to consumers before making the big purchase. Christine?
Hey guys. It's good to be back here again. Thank you for having me. My name is Christine Callahan. I'm the founder of Ella and Oak. We're a digital-first plus-size bridal marketplace where our brides can find their dream gown online and have a fun try-on experience in the comfort of their own home before they purchase that dress. Think Warby Parker, but for bridal. Bridal wear alone is expected to exceed $73 billion by 2024, and over 2 million women each year buy a wedding dress. Because 68% of American women are actually considered plus size. More than half of these brides are actually looking for size dresses in 14 and up. Now, before I dive deeper into Ella and Oak, I just want to share a little bit of a personal story. a good friend of mine, her name is Amy. We went to college together, one of my very close friends. She's now a lawyer in Chicago, and last year she got engaged. As one of her closest friends, and I had a job at that point, I flew up to go shopping with her, and we booked all these boutique stores, a really fun weekend, and but because Amy was a size 18, we actually had a really hard time finding her even a sample to try on in her size. Pretty woman style, we walked into one store and a woman looked at her and said, "I'm sorry, we can't help you. You have to go." And then the next store, someone told us, "We do have samples, but it'll cost you over $500 extra just for fabric alone." We walked out feeling very confused and sort of, embarrassed and not sure what we did wrong. We then went online and checked out some online stores and found some really low quality, inexpensive, kind of cheaper dresses that she really wasn't looking for. She had $3,000 to spend. And what we ended up doing was she settled for a $500 plain white dress from David's Bridal. It wasn't what she loved. I actually don't think Amy even printed a picture of her wedding day, so unfortunately she doesn't have anything to show for her awesome, amazing, special day. And so I kind of walked away, not really understanding this whole concept. I had trouble finding my dress, but I'm a size 6, and I had some options. And I found out this is pretty typical. Unfortunately, the market is, there's a huge gap right now. There's no focus on plus-size brides in the industry. There's a lack of options when it comes to shopping, and it makes the experience severely lacking in what should be a once-in-a-lifetime, really fun, happy experience. And so after watching Amy go through this, talking to other brides, I knew there was a better way for women to find their dream dress. And that's why I'm here today. Ella & Oak is an opportunity for these women to come to our site to find brand name designers, all that are committed to making beautifully fitting, curvy dresses, all at the touch of a button. And then just to make sure she loves her dream dress, we'll actually send it to her house and she can pop some champagne with her girlfriends and have a good time with it. She then orders directly through our site. Now, I'm not a fashion designer, nor a public speaker, so sorry. But my background is customer experience and operations, and I've surrounded myself with an amazing mentor and launch team, all having great experience with either e-commerce or fashion brands. I'm also bringing on a co-founder out of New York who has marketing and customer experience as well. And together, we're building a unique and scalable business. We're launching this winter. I ran out of time, but thank you.
Sorry.
No, I love it. I totally get it. I ran out of time. Hi, Jen.
Great job. So how about some questions from the judges?
Thank you. So you and your friend, this wasn't that long ago that you guys went shopping in 7 boutiques in Chicago. So what's it going to take to get a woman to do this online in her house rather than the say yes to the dress walking around experience?
Yeah, so what's it going to take to get a woman to say yes to the shopping experience in her home rather than the shopping out in the world?
Sure, great question. A lot of brand outreach, I'd say. We're working on a ton of social media strategy right now. We're partnering with influencers all across the nation, including boutique stores, wedding photographers, anyone that's excited and interested and have gone through this experience themselves. So we will be spending quite a bit of time on social media strategy as well as paid search and paid social. Email will be a big one as well.
Theater has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Will it be in a nice box, or what's their experience when they get it?
Yeah, definitely. We're actually partnering with different promotional item companies and other wedding companies as well. So when the bride receives her box, it'll be beautifully designed and packaged, and she'll feel like she's actually having an experience as she does this. So we'll actually be sending, drink cards and Spotify playlists, and also vow books, and cute little giveaways and toys, so that she feels like she is being celebrated as a bride when she is trying on her dress.
Chris, do you have a question?
Yeah, nice job, Christine. And I'm just curious, can you share a little bit about your friend's experience? Obviously was horrible. Have you talked to a lot of other folks and they've shared similar experiences? What's the deal with the bridal boutique industry that hasn't addressed this need, right? And what's your sense for that?
So if a lot of other people had that experience, and what's the deal with the bridal boutique business on this issue?
It does. It's honestly very archaic, super traditionalized, and just kind of like the fashion industry was a little while back. people were used to changing their bodies for fashion. Fashion is now changing to be able to accommodate women of all sizes. Body inclusivity is a huge component of what's going on in the movements of fashion today, and that is now slowly dripping into weddings. Come Ella and Oak, and we will be pushing for that quite a bit. But they just don't have the cash to do it. It's usually very small, localized, family-owned companies, so they don't have a lot of money to host samples of every single size. So with us, we're putting a focus on the plus-size industry by offering designs 14 and up. So we'll be able to supply all sorts of samples and exciting dresses and different trends.
That's great. Thank you so much. So we're going to take a question from the theater, and it will come out of the ceiling, I think.
That's scary. Well, hi.
Hello.
Hi. So are you going to be modeling off of Stitch Fix or other clothing box companies?
Will you be modeled after Stitch Fix and other clothing box clothing companies, subscription companies?
That's a great question. It's similar, except we will not be giving the brides their dress straight from the box. So they'll be able to try on all different samples, and when I say sample, it's actually dress that goes in and out to different brides to try on, just like a boutique store would actually take it off their rack and they try it on in a dressing room and then put it back on the rack and then order directly through the designers. So we have partnerships with different designers, and we'll be sending them a beautiful brand new dress once they order exactly what they want.
Christine, thank you so much. We're out of time. Appreciate it. Appreciate you going along with me, pushing you away. Wow. Okay, so Lida has a great cheer for people. Woo! How do you do it? Woohoo! No, how do you say it? Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo! Okay, good. So we'll do that for the next group. Okay, so our third early stage company, LifeExec, Ken York, if you can make your way up, a life management web application that allows clients to securely store information and distribute communications during any life event. Ken? Yeah, thanks. This is my elevator pitch.
I was going to say, you took my over. That was awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Ken York. And can I hold this? Yeah. Okay, great. My name is Ken York, and I'm going to be talking to you today about my new company. It's called LifeExec. So LifeExec, as you just heard, is a life management web application that allows you to securely store assets, documents, and passwords into one secure online vault, but more importantly, communicate that information during an actual life event. So live event, I'm happy to say, actually went live about 4 weeks ago, and we actually have paying clients today. We're helping people today. We're helping seniors actually put together their legacy plan so that they can protect and look after their family members. We're also, what we've learned, is helping people that are homeowners that are being threatened by natural disasters. So think about all the people in California and the Carolinas and Hawaii that they've lost their homes or their homes have been threatened by natural disasters. LifeExec allows them to quickly document the important parts of their home and then move their families to safety. What we're doing is possible because we've made planning easy. So when you're a user of LifeExec, what you don't have to do is actually go and scan and upload dozens of documents. No, what we do is we just ask you, what are the important parts of your document? Just give us the policy name, the policy number, who your contact, who your agent is, and we'll create a virtual document for you. Then what we've also done is we've created a bunch of messages for any kind of event. And all you have to do is fill in the blanks. And then we also send you one exercise a month. 20 minutes a month is all we ask. And we'll help you, we'll guide you through an accident plan, a legacy plan, and a home disaster plan. Just a couple minutes a month, and your family is prepared and protected from anything that life throws at you. It's an elegant design, and elegant designs require great teams. And we have an amazing team. We've actually been building enterprise security software for the past 15 years. And next year, we'll be releasing a mobile application. We'll be putting in blockchain technology, and we'll also have white label portals. So, oops, I forgot what I was about to say. Thank you. But what we realize is that creating a great company isn't just creating a great product. Creating a great company means also obviously having clients and revenues. And so what we're focused on right now is actually our customer acquisition strategy. At $8 a month for a subscription, we need about 3,000 clients to hit our break even. In about a month, we're using one of the best online sales companies in the United States. In about a month, we're going to be releasing an online campaign targeting 40 million seniors. Thank you very much.
You're good. No, we just found out that we don't need to repeat the questions, but I'm going to stay up here just for traffic management purposes. Okay, so we'll hear from our judges and then some questions from the audience.
Hi, Ken.
Hi.
I just heard somebody say that the people in charge of this country right now, who are boomers and older, basically, are the same people who watch 12 o'clock blink on their VCR for 15 years in a row. And how are you going to convince these people that they need to digitize their life plan?
Yeah, you know, our biggest, just about everybody will agree that creating a life plan for an accident and death is something that everybody should have. Our biggest obstacle, though, is inertia. It's breaking inertia. It's convincing people to take the time out of their lives to actually do this. And we were in beta. We built an amazing product, and then we were in beta and learning about customer behavior for about a year. And what we learned was what we need to do is spoon feed this. What people, when you turn around and you say, hey, you know what, create an accident plan, so that and if you go to the emergency hospital, people have the information, the doctors have the information to care for you. And everybody agrees with that. But when you say create an accident plan, create a death plan, people go, great, but what do I do now? So that's why we've packaged everything. You really just need to fill in the blanks. You really just need to do the steps that we provide for you, and everything's taken care of. And so that's our biggest way of overcoming that obstacle, but the reality is we need to hit the people that this is meaningful for. And fortunately for us, our market is huge. There's, like I said, we're going to be targeting 40 million seniors. And again, just to get to our break even is about 3,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I had the same exact question, right? Humans are generally not great about being proactive, even about this important stuff. So just to dovetail on that, so you're targeting seniors. What makes you believe that seniors are the right target for this?
From our betas, we've had, I'll tell you, the stories that we hear from our betas, the people that we're working with, and we've been working with each and every month for the past 18 months, has been amazing. And most of them have come from seniors. Most of them are actually, that are using this product are actually widows. And the people that actually have already lost somebody, and they understand the complications and the difficulties that come with death, that come with losing people. And the stories that you hear are somewhat heartbreaking in the fact that you hear that, if things aren't in place, it actually can have a tendency to tear a family apart. And so these are the people that actually, this is really meaningful to. And what's amazing about our product is the people that have been through this, the people that understand the value of our product, they endorse it and share it with others. There's a community down in Florida has 150,000 seniors. Our biggest advocates are there, and they're our customers, and they're actually sharing the word about LifeExec with the other people that are there and helping guide them through it.
So we have one more question, and the question needs to come in the form of haiku, and the answer needs to come in the form of haiku because we're running out of time. So brevity is the soul of wit. One question.
Theater?
Theater?
I got one. What makes you different than ever plans?
Yeah.
What makes you different than ever plans?
That's a good question. So when we created LifeExec, it was we understand that it's not even just Everplans. It's what makes us different from Google Documents and OneDrive and all these places where you can actually go and store documents. And here's a quick fact. It's estimated that 1 in 3 life insurance policies goes unclaimed. And that tells you that it's not the life insurance policy that's the problem, it's the communication is the problem. And so the core part of what we're doing is helping people communicate what they have during the actual event. So that's our key difference, and we're currently patent pending on that. Great question.
Thank you so much, Ken. Nice job. I would say, hi. Everything going okay? Okay, good. Okay. That answer was in the form of a sonnet, not a haiku, but it was very good. Okay, so fourth early stage company, LuDela, Jamie and Carl. I love it when you laugh at my jokes. It's awesome. We're doing a quick set change here. So LuDela, Jamie and Carl, they're bringing smart technology to the scented candle space. Guys? Oh, I think we should leave this up here all night. This is cool. Okay.
Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Thank you guys very much. We're going to put on some candlelight here, set the mood. We're going to go on an experience through time, 5,000 years ago, where candlelight was invented. How many people have candles in their home? All right, that's a lot. According to the National Candle Association, there's 80 million homes that have candles in their house. But there's been zero innovation in 5,000 years in the real flame candle space. So you go and you purchase a candle, especially a decorative pillar candle like this, you have a dream of how it could accent your decor, how it could bring some nice accent, bring some nice light, and you have this vision of how it's going to be. But let's be honest, that decor goes out the door after a little bit of use, right? Everyone can relate with the tunnel of death going in there, and you get your lighter, and you're lighting in there and cursing at the tunnel of death, and you've lost the flame, right? You've lost that light. You've lost that beautiful light that has enchanted human beings for years. And if you do try to let it go, what could happen there? We all know about this here. And if you do let it go a little bit longer and you're a little bit more risky, you might end up something like this. And this is a bit less of a joke. It's just actually where candle fires happen. I was in a candle fire very far away in Africa, and it was one of the scariest events in my life. There's 30 candle fires a day that happen in the United States alone. So a lot of fire risk is one of the biggest pain points. So what are the solutions that people have been trying to do to address this? One is putting them in jars, right? Take the candle, stick it in a jar, right? But is this a beautiful thing? It's not really the most beautiful thing, but it has taken it and made it a little bit safer. Of course, you have wicks that get stuck in there. There's still pain points in there as well. Of course, there's these here. You can't go anywhere without seeing these little devices, which everyone knows, right? The fake flame candle, right? This became a billion-dollar industry pretty quick, but where it really took off is when people said, we don't like this, we miss our flame. So somebody came out and made the moving flame, right? This is a piece of plastic with a light on it, right? Is this sexy? Is this romantic? Is this, No, but it became a billion-dollar company, a billion-dollar industry really fast. The company Luminara grew from $0 to $100 million in 5 short years using existing distribution channels globally. But again, do people love this? No, they don't love it. It's just been the only innovation that there's been in this space until now. I'd like to introduce to you the world's first light switch for real flame remote control candles. So now you can have a choice when you enter any room in your house. Do you want to have artificial lights at night, which have been proved by many, about 500 medical studies to be bad for you, or do you want to have natural, romantic, meditative, real flame candlelight with a touch of a button? We address safety in a lot of areas, obviously from my passion of safety. We have timers, so when you come in, it automatically will turn off the candle after a certain amount of time. So you don't have to worry, oh, did I leave it on? It's automatically going to turn off the flame. At a certain amount of time, it will automatically turn off the flame. Also, we have what's called tilt extinguish. Does anyone have pets or kids, elderly parents, right? So if those people happen to forget about these and they happen to knock them over, it has sensors in that will automatically extinguish the flame and reduce fire dangers, make a little bit of noise at you as well. And it will never, the flame's always at the top, never burns down, never tunnels, always looks beautiful. So it's really, we call it the perfect pillar. Oh no, is it done? I'm out of time? For real, that fast? Okay. I'm just gonna show one more thing.
Go ahead, that'll be my question.
Okay. Alexa, turn on my candles. might have to yell at her. She's kind of loud in here.
Okay, be really quiet.
Turn off my candles.
Turn off my candles.
You have to say
You
Alexa.
have to call her
You
name
gotta say
first.
Alexa.
So.
She doesn't
Betty?
know.
What's her name?
Alexa.
Mary?
No.
Alexa, turn off my candles. Alexa, are you on vacation? You do it. It'll turn off for you.
Hold on a second.
Okay. Shh.
Alexa, turn off my candles.
Oh!
That was fast.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you guys.
Alexa, clean my house. My car.
Julie, shh.
Jen, sorry.
You guys, those are so hygge. I can't even. I love them. How are you going to sell them?
How will you sell these?
Thank you very much. We are starting with luxury channel first. The bill of materials and small production runs is high, so we're starting the luxury channels. Influencer marker, influencers and reviewers. We're featured in 68 media publications in some of our early work we've done, and we have
Direct or wholesale?
direct at the beginning and some wholesale. We have some wholesale. We already have some wholesale accounts that we've gone out locally and gotten, and also have about 35 or 40 different channels. We've spoken with QVC, Hammaker, Brookstone. I've been to all their offices, met with them, and we've gone through 17 iterations of blending consumer electronics and fire. And they were kind of tired of us bringing sock puppets in, so we had to finally get to tooling, which now we're tooled up. These are not 3D printed, they're actually all tooled, so we're going into production right now.
Okay,
you ask?
can I get one question?
Yeah, we're
So
good.
what's your unit cost and price point?
Our unit cost right now is $31 landed bomb for a starter set, and that includes one of these, a couple of, and it's really important that these are called caring candle refills. We didn't go into the social impact side, but I guess we'll have to leave that. But these are the two consumables. So it is a device refill business model. So this is the device you buy one time. These are called caring candle refills. These are called sun-scent fragrance rings. You can change these out when you want. You pop these in, so it's scented home space. Scented home space. You pop them in. You can change the scent as you want it. You're not stuck with a candle for 80 hours. There's two consumables, one device. And once you make the investment, this is only $5 for 25 hours of great candlelight. That's always perfect, and these are $5 each. And every purchase goes to illuminate the minds of children less fortunate, because we donate books for every candle product sold to bring libraries to underserved communities. We're going to Uganda in February to build our first 2 libraries.
And so what's your price point?
We're starting off at $129 retail, $129 for one candle retail. And then dropping that down to $99, $79 as we get up to scale and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. We have only 30 seconds, so I'm going to give you a... Go ahead.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could light it with the lighter if you choose.
You just walk up here. It's real.
The safety features all stay in effect, also even if you don't use the remote. So if somebody does lose the remote control, then they use it.
Your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up. Your time is up. Ooh, audience likes that. It's like, so when you're having a dinner party and you have the candle on and you reach for something, you knock it over, it doesn't light anything on fire, Kurt. It's a risk compliance thing, It's good. You guys are doing so great. I know this is a lot of information. Thank you. Okay. We're going to have a break in just a few minutes, so stop talking so you can save all your wise remarks for that break. Mimble, Chad Huber, is the 5th early stage company. It's a financial... Class. I'm going to give you just a second. Mimble is a financial savings app designed to create and track savings goals. Chad?
All right, my name is Chad. Company is called Mimble, and we're working on this really kind of big but unknown problem. 70% of millennials have less than $1,000 in savings, which is bad. But it's especially bad if you're a millennial and you love going on experiences and Instagramming them, but you don't have the funds to pay up front. So what we do is we incentivize people, in this case millennials, to save up for experiences by getting rewards from brand partners. So here's how it works. So you might be a millennial, you see maybe Sunriver say, hey, save up for a ski vacation this winter, we'll give you $100. So you go, okay. You then go into the Mimble app, you create a savings goal, and over time you pay $100 a month, and you end up saving $500 for this trip. Now at the end of that, Sunriver gives you $100. So you've now turned your $500 into $600 while breaking into kind of this big payment into smaller chunks. And this is actually really cool, and this is the first time this has been done, and it's a win-win-win. So for you as a saver, you're amplifying your money and saving over time. For the brand, or brand partner in this case, you're getting new business that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. And for us, we actually charge a commission to the brand, so we're monetizing short-term savings in a new way. And that piece is really exciting. In fact, we have 6 initial brand partners who are actually going to distribute us to their audience to actually help people save to buy their product. And this is really cool. And actually we see kind of this really awesome long-term growth because we're engaging a younger audience with money in a way that they haven't been engaged before. And so we really think we can do some big things around long-term savings accounts by creating this trust with a young audience and then being there with them as they progress through life. So right now, we're a Portland-based company. We're currently in Charlotte until Thanksgiving as part of a business accelerator. Like I said, we have 6 brand partners. We're getting more at this exact moment. I actually flew in last night. In fact, I spent 5 years in Bend, so I actually have some stickers to pass out. Some are on the tables in here. Sorry, the other room, I didn't get to you guys yet. They look like this, and they actually include a little site to go to where if you input the brand partner you want, when we bring them on board, we'll actually give you $50 towards your goal. So we're trying to give back to the community a little bit, a little custom plaid, a little design on there. So we're really excited. We're launching on November 14th, so keep an eye out, join the waiting list, and thank you.
Should I have gone longer? You didn't come up here.
You did really well. You have 30 seconds extra. 30 seconds extra. Is there anything you didn't say? You got 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
Time's up. No, sorry. We'll get it in the questions. Judges?
Hi. Hi, Chad. How are you? Hi, Jen. Tell us more about how and why somebody would give you their money when they're literally not saving it to begin with, right? Like they could give it to their bank. So why would they give it to you?
Yeah, so as it turns out, millennials kind of have a painful money process. It's not really taught in schools very well, and banks don't do a good job of actually helping you within a checking account. Their goals are to have you just accumulate as much wealth as possible. But if you're 25, frankly, retirement's a long ways off, and you don't really care. What you want is to have your life be a little bit better today and actually do that in a way that fits for your lifestyle. So one key thing we're doing is we're not trying to change user behavior. We're trying to actually just make it a more rewarding experience and then actually have people learn through interaction. When you're 25, you just spent how many years, in, like reading and listening to other people talk to you. We actually want to give you interaction. So that's kind of a little behind the scenes of kind of how we view the app and the experience.
Can you talk a little bit about your revenue model, business model?
Yeah, so we charge on average a 5% commission to our brand partners, and this actually allows us to monetize short-term savings in a brand new way. And actually from there, we can do more with the money. So we actually anticipate adding things like long-term savings accounts and investing accounts, and actually monetizing that as well. So while we start with short-term savings in this commission-based model, we're actually able to do a lot more as we go along. So it becomes, kind of amplified and more of a kind of traditional financial model after that.
So let's take a question. Do we have a question from the theater? Why don't you prep one, and then I'll take one in here and one from there. Steve? Steve, happy birthday. And we appreciate you spending your birthday with us. I'd have everybody sing, but I think it'd be too distracting. I really appreciate that. What's your question, Steve?
So, am I understanding correctly that you're both a software business and a banking business, essentially?
So are you software and banking? How does that work?
Yeah, so we actually have a custodial banking partner. So you actually do open up a deposit account through our platform, but the money's held with a bank who's FDI insured in the whole 9 yards. So it's totally secure, and we're the front end that actually controls the experience and makes it really rewarding for you.
Yes, from the theater.
That was such a great, concise answer. Really nice. Yeah. From the theater?
All right, so my question is, if someone starts saving and then stops in the middle, which is probably going to happen quite a lot, are you paid before by your partner, like if it's a hotel or whoever, or are you only paid until someone completes their savings?
Yeah, good question. So we're only paid when somebody completes their savings. So in this case, the cash is still yours. It's yours until you actually purchase that gift card at the end. So in that way, we're trying to make sure that users still have control of their money, because that's really important. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're incentivized to bring you the best brand partners so that you actually want to redeem it for a gift card.
Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it. And we're out of time for questions. Yeah. So, on to the last 5 remaining semifinalists. Let's give all of them a round of applause to welcome them, calm their nerves. The 6th early stage company, Plover, and if Andrew, you could make your way up here. Andrew Kim, a car wash machine that utilizes computer vision and modern robotics to clean cars using only steam and water. Andrew?
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew, Chief Marketing Officer of Plover. And at Plover, we're developing a chemical-free car wash system capable of washing your car in 1 minute. No soaps, no chemicals. Today, if you want to open a new car wash, a new robotic, new automated express car wash from scratch, you need $2 to $7 million in upfront capital, of which $1 to $3 million goes towards equipment. You need 32,000 square feet of land, and across the entire industry, 20% of all revenue goes towards chemicals. Plover has a very different vision. First, everything is mobile. You can pay for washes, find all locations, and manage monthly memberships all through our app without ever rolling down your window. After you pull in, we 3D scan your entire car to wash your surface precisely using only steam and high-pressure water. We could save the industry over 30 billion gallons of water and over 700 million gallons of chemicals every single year. So to change the underlying economics of the car wash industry, we're going to market with a franchise model that focuses on a few key metrics. First, owners should be able to go from no land to washing their first car with $350,000 to $600,000 all in. $100,000 of that would go to Plover to cover equipment costs. Second, our system only requires 6,000 square feet, less than 1/5 of current minimum land requirements. And third, we have no chemical costs at all. So, thank you. It's gonna throw me off. All right. As part of our franchise agreement, Plover's gonna handle all the stuff that car wash owners currently hate dealing with: installation, maintenance, software and hardware development, payment processing, and user acquisition. Last year, Americans spent $11 billion on car washes, with $5 billion spent on budget options under $10. These are self-serve washes where you have to scrub your own car and automatic in-bays that you find at gas stations. With our offering, we can be immediately competitive, and we aim for 1% of the budget wash market within the next 4 years. To do that, we're currently targeting 30,000 owners of existing self-serve car washes because they have the least amount invested in their business, and they have basically no option to boost their revenue potential. They already have all the infrastructure we need: the land, the permits, the utilities, and it's really easy for us to build our sales funnel because all their details and contact info are available readily online through Google and Yelp. So in October of 2017, my partner Victor and I founded Plover with $140,000 of our own money, and since then, we've proved our steam cleaning process, we've developed working prototypes of our system, and we've grown our team from 2 to 4 members. John, our hardware VP, is an ex-Army Ranger with over 30 years of car wash experience as a master technician, distributor, and owner. Matt, our VP of software, brings 12 years of experience as a system architect from companies like Nike and Red Hat. And together, we've achieved some great traction with over 250 active conversations with interested owners who've committed over $300,000 in R&D equipment to us. And as of last month, we've officially secured our pilot location with an owner who's going to give us his site. We're raising $750,000, and we've already committed $500,000. Thank you.
Wow, you're pushing it, buddy. Okay, this is great. No, I appreciate that. You did a great job.
Thank you.
I don't know why I'm leaning down like this. We could just go like this. Yeah. Okay. How about some questions from the judges?
How about no questions from the judges?
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Jen.
So if I feel like a car wash owner is not like the sexiest franchisee out there. Like this is not a person who's attracted to high tech. What's going to get somebody to convert to something that sounds expensive and fancy and modern and app-based? And how are you going to get them to do it?
Because it's not expensive, but it is fancy and it's very modern, so it's very attractive. So, but no. The car wash actually. So your assessment of the car wash owner traditionally is very accurate, and I thought that as well as well as Victor. And the more and more we researched, the more we realized that the reason why over 30 years the only real innovations are more LEDs with RGB lighting and some colors to your chemicals is because these manufacturers charge basically $500,000 to $7 million, depending on whether you're going to a franchise or you're buying the equipment directly. And it's all upfront. They have to take massive loans out to pay these manufacturers, and it doesn't come with any sort of like maintenance plan or, like a car comes with some time where they actually take care of everything and you don't have to worry about it. They have to spend $250,000. So in-bay automatic, the cheapest one, $250,000. You have to pay another $250,000 for a third-party contractor to come in and install it and set it up. That's not including the construction for the building around it. That's not including the land, the prep for the land. There's no reason to change it for the people who are giving the options to the car wash owners. So the car wash owners are people who are looking to retire. They already have a lot of money. They can afford to just let it sit around and just hire people to do stuff. And there's really no attractive way for anyone else to really want to join the industry. And right now, the biggest competitor is Tommy's, who says their cheapest express wash requires $1 to $3.5 million. That doesn't include the land cost. And it's going to take 3 to 6 years if you're a really, really good operation to recuperate that cost. So it's just not friendly for a lot of people, and so it just hasn't changed, just like a lot of the other individuals here who are trying to make a change in an industry that hasn't.
Hi, Andrew. I'll try to be quick.
Oh, sorry, that was long-winded.
No, that's fine. So every time I've tried to cheat and just hose down my truck without using chemicals or soap and actually some sweat equity, it hasn't gone so well. Can you share a little bit more about your specific technology?
I'll try to keep it quick. So Victor and I are severe car enthusiasts, and the reason why we first looked at the car wash industry was because we were frustrated with the options. Actually, I don't know if any of you are aware, but if you research like really high-end detailing, they actually use handheld steam to wash the cars because you don't need to actually touch it. And if you think about it, you can wash everything with steam as long as it's, your clothing you wash with steam, you wash industrial floors and walls with steam. Everything can be done with steam as long as the surface can handle the temperature. Except no one's really done an automated usage of steam, and to buy a steam machine yourself is expensive, and you probably will use it once, and it's not really worth it, so instead of that, you pay people to clean your car, right? So using just water, it's really aggressive because you have to basically up the pressure beyond what the paint should have, and that's why you use chemicals. But chemicals take extra water, so you half the water if you don't use chemicals. It takes a lot more time because you have to let it sit, then you have to neutralize the chemicals, and you have to rinse it off, and then there's like 5 chemicals. So really, you just want steam to prune it, and the steam is a universal solvent, so if you have the right temperature, you can rinse it off with high-pressure water.
That's called maximizing your pitch time. That's just awesome. Okay. So on to our 7th early stage company, Raft. Luke Chambers. Luke, if you could make your way up here. Provider of easy-to-use. Hi, Luke. Easy-to-use software that helps software as a service SaaS companies reduce customer cancellations. Looking forward to it.
This is cool. I've been to a lot of PubTalks. Now I'm up here. You guys look better from here. All right, so I'm going to bet that everybody in this room is the customer of a subscription-based service. Netflix for your entertainment, maybe Amazon Prime for your shopping. But subscriptions aren't limited to personal use. No, we actually use them professionally as well. In fact, the average business has over 16 software subscriptions. Signing up for these services is easy and simple and almost enjoyable because they've put a lot of effort into making sure that you don't hit a single snag on your way to putting in your credit card. which is fine because your interests are aligned with theirs. You want their service, and they want you as a customer. But what happens when your interests aren't aligned with theirs? What happens when you want to cancel? Well, if you're lucky enough to find the cancel button, the instructions all too often include the words call to cancel. Yikes. As soon as you read this, you know exactly what you're in for. It's gonna be like breaking up with your girlfriend over the phone. Nobody wants to have that conversation. But let's put the shoe on the other foot. If you're a subscription-based company, losing customers really hurts. And like anybody that hurts, you wanna know two things. Why is this happening to me, and what can I do about it? These are fair questions and extremely valuable to your business, but you shouldn't get these answers by holding your customer's credit card hostage or requiring a heart-to-heart conversation. So how do you collect honest feedback? Get a chance to retain your customers and still respect them in the process? Let me introduce you to Raft. Raft is a simple addition to any website that provides your customers with a painless self-service cancellation experience. The best part, it actually helps you retain customers. We provide all the plumbing to help you understand why your customer is leaving and if there's something that you can do about it. In fact, based on Raft's understanding of why your client is jumping ship, it can actually gently float offers to convince them to stay. Discounts, subscription modifications, even placing your accounts on hold. If they decide to cancel, we handle that too. Throughout the entire process, Raft keeps the path to cancellation clear. No gimmicks, no tricks. The result, your customer is respected, maybe even retained, and you're armed with the information you need to prevent future cancellations. Raft is available right now and can be deployed in just a few minutes. We launched this summer and already have several paying customers, both here in Bend and abroad. These businesses are using Raft to save their customers and collect precious feedback. The data is being used to improve their products and help them keep their subscribers happy. So, hop aboard Raft. Let's go save some customers. Thank you.
Okay, questions from the judges? Nobody move.
I have a bifurcated question. I have to ask two questions.
Bifurcated?
How do you make money? I don't think you told us. And then who are the customers that buy Raft? Is it SaaS companies selling to consumers or SaaS companies selling to businesses?
Yeah, so I'll take the second one first. We're primarily targeting SaaS companies, as you identified. These are companies that need to spend their R&D towards making their product unique, right? And so they don't have the time or the money or really the overhead to make these changes for their customers so that they can handle that offboarding experience. So we're focusing on those SaaS sort of middle market, middle down market where they're growing and they need to keep those customers, get that feedback and put that back into the loop to build.
Who are their end customers?
Their end customers could be B2B or B2C. Okay. Yeah. And then how do we make money? It's software as a service. So it's a strict, flat pricing model right now. We're getting people in the door on a launch pricing. We expect to, in the next few months, move to tiered-based pricing based on the monthly recurring revenue of the business that's signing up.
Can you provide a little more detail on how you get the right insights in this automated approach? I don't know that you went into a lot of detail there, but I'll give you an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, well, the primary thing we do is we ask gently.
Okay, so is it human-powered then?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, in fact, it's not human-powered because we believe that if you signed up without having to talk to a human being, you should be able to cancel without having to talk to a human being. We're going to ask similar questions gently, the same way that, well, maybe not gently the way somebody on the phone would, but we're going to ask, what's the primary reason you're canceling? Is it price? Is it features? And then we're going to be able to back those up with offers or extend discounts, maybe even just give better training or something like that. In the future, there's possibility to use the way that they answer sort of open-ended feedback and use that to surface insights with intelligence. Right now, it's more like a workflow.
Hi, question, yeah. Do you have
pretending to cancel so they get an increased benefit, recurring.
Do you have any models to handle fraudulent cancellations?
Sure. I mean, every account is unique, right? And so it's easy to know if somebody has tried to get a discount or get some sort of offer once before, and you can prevent that, certainly.
You have intelligence built in that was
Correct. Yeah.
Why is there 2 letters in A? Is that because of SAS? Good. Okay, just wanted to check. How about one more? Do we have time for one more question? Yeah, we have time for one more question. From the theater?
None.
None.
So clear.
Okay. Is there something that you? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. What's the implementation time for your product?
I love that question because it's really simple. It's a single piece of JavaScript that you drop onto your site. If you're using a service like Stripe or Braintree to manage your subscriptions on the back end, which most of these SaaS companies do, you're going to connect that, and then you're off and running. We're a Stripe verified partner. We can manage those subscriptions on your behalf.
Great. Thank you, Chad. So I really encourage you, let's keep our focus. My name was H, so I was always sort of in the middle of the alphabet, and we're doing this alphabetically, so people that have names that start with later letters are getting later time slots. So we're getting very close. We're on our 8th. We've got 3 more to go. Rogue Approach, James Benbrook. James, if you can make your way up here. This is a developer of an unmanned aircraft hybrid electric powertrain to significantly extend flight time. Rogue Approach. Yeah, this is good. Okay. I need one of these. I can see. How's everybody doing, Janet? Janet, how's it going? Janet, how's it going? Okay, good. You did? Why? You wanted to talk about your experience driving through the butterfly migration. What does that relate to in this room? The car wash. Got it. So could the steam remove the butterflies from your car from driving through it? Okay, we're going to go on now. Thank you very much for that interesting moment. You ready to go? Okay, James.
Oh, can I use this? I can make this work. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm James with Rogue Approach. I want you all to imagine going to the office to work on a project. And after 20 minutes of working, you have to stop, shut everything down, and do 20 minutes worth of maintenance on your computer before you can get back to work. That's what life is like today for companies that use drones to do inspections out in the field. Our company, Rogue Approach, just finished a project for the National Science Foundation where we went out and spoke to 120 different drone companies, pilots, and regulators. And we found that these companies have to stop flying their drones, often more than 5 times per mission, to land, do maintenance, and change out batteries. We actually spoke to one pilot who told us a story about doing an inspection service for a mining operation, and he had to stop 29 separate times. This added additional days and travel costs to his mission. Drone service companies inspect crops, they inspect bridges, pipelines, wind turbines, solar arrays, our critical infrastructure, but they do it 20 minutes at a time. To address this problem, Rogue Approach has developed a hybrid electric powertrain. Essentially, it's a 2-stroke internal combustion engine directly coupled to our patent-pending generator technology and optimized for efficiency. This product, when integrated with a quadcopter, can increase its flight duration by over 350%, from 20 or 25 minutes up to 90 minutes. Companies that use this technology will be able to fly longer, collect better data, and have significantly reduced downtime. This will give them a competitive advantage where they can go out and take business from their competitors and potentially increase revenue. In short, our hybrid electric powertrain decreases mission operating costs by 50% for a cost of $5,000 for lower-end cheap drones, up to $30,000 for more expensive drones. Specifically, I'm talking about quadcopters that operate under the FAA's Part 107 restrictions. We've built and tested a prototype. We have a provisional patent, we have contacts, and we have relationships with buyers. What we need to do moving forward is partner with a drone service company to develop a specialized high flight duration drone, prove its increased mission effectiveness, and make our first sale. From there, we can work with partnering with a manufacturing company to get our hybrid electric powertrain into the hands of as many pilots as possible. Thank you.
So who are the biggest drone users in the country right now?
Well, the biggest and who we apply to are separate. I'd say the biggest drone users are people who just want to do pictures, right? People who are just...
But I mean commercial. I mean, like,
right.
Is it the military or is it really inspections?
So part of this NSF project we just did, we went out and spoke to a bunch of different companies, and what we found is there's a lot of companies that are doing inspections on solar panels and wind turbines, and we think we have really good product market fit with them and can really provide a lot of value for them.
Why not defense? Why not just start there?
Well, that is an option, and I think they'd want our technology. I think they could do some cool stuff with that, but I don't think they're our initial market, so maybe later on.
Nice job, James.
Thank you.
Pretty exciting. It's. I'm curious. What do you think the manufacturing challenges are going to be? Is it weight? It seems like there's a lot going on there. Obviously,
right.
The gas tank's empty. But what do you see the manufacturing risks and challenges being?
Right. So it sounds like a pretty simple idea to hook up an engine to a generator. Turns out it's really hard. A lot of people have tried and they've failed. So I think that is the biggest challenge, which we've already proven we can overcome. We have access to a state-of-the-art test stand, which we use to collect data and optimize the system and make it efficient. So that engineering problem we can solve, and I think we can solve it better than anyone else. So, and then we can assemble these drivetrains and get them out there. So
is there a weight problem though with all the componentry, or?
Well, this one that you see here, even with all the extra weight on there, we flew it for over an hour straight, and that was on half a tank of fuel. So it does weigh more. It still falls within the FAA restrictions, but it's got the power density, so it doesn't really matter. So, yeah.
Theater?
Yes, theater.
Appreciate it. I just wanted to ask what university you commercialized this out of.
What university did you commercialize this out of?
So we're with Oregon State University.
Do you want that Ducks thermal cup that I got earlier? Okay, question from here. Question in the room? Yes, Luann.
What are the reliability metrics you're working towards? Because I know those can't crash if it's going around a turbine. It can't crash into it. So what are you aiming for there?
What are your reliability metrics, and what are you aiming for?
Right, yeah, crashing into a wind turbine, that'd be a pretty big deal. So we're not really in the business of building drones. We're more in the powertrain business. So we want to make drones that are out there fly longer. So the issues with crashing into a turbine is with sensors and other control mechanisms on the quadcopter. We're not going to change any of that. We want to use this technology works well with off-the-shelf parts, so we want to go with that.
One more question. Let's see, I've already called on you two.
We got one in the theater.
We got one in the theater? Okay, and then can we do Amanda? Amanda, go ahead. Since you're powering others' drones, have you thought about working with Amazon?
Well, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to partner with Amazon. So if you know somebody, The thing with drone technology is it's all talk and no walk. Everybody out there with drones is saying, hey, I can do something great, and not a lot of people have proven it. So that's what we're trying to do now, is say, hey, look, we can do this, we can fly for a long time, and we're trying to get our, get some attention about it.
Great, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
okay. There's a good connection right over there. Okay, great, thank you so much. Okay, so from, I think it's still working. Okay. Hi. So we're going to take a departure from hybrid electric powertrains now, and we're going to talk to Shoe Bio. Hi, Shoe Bio. Come on up. Benjamin Steinhorn and Mitchell Stebner. And Shoe Bio is a sneaker searching platform that scours over 360 websites to help you find the best price on your favorite sneakers. And there's a small problem with the microphone. This fell out, so I don't. Still working, so. Oh, it's just for looks. Okay. So I'm going to hand this to you, but if it fails, we'll get you back. We'll get you another one, okay? There you go. Yeah.
Hello? Oh, great. Hi, everyone. Show of hands here. Who is wearing a pair of shoes? Do we have shoes wearers in here? Perfect. Did you know that the average American bought over 7 pairs of shoes just last year? My name is Benny Steinhorn, and along with my co-founder Mitchell Stebner here from Oregon State University, we created ShoeBio.com, a revolutionary sneaker search engine that helps you find your favorite sneakers in your size for the best price, all at the touch of a button. Essentially, we're the Hotels.com of sneakers. We are helping consumers in an ever-growing $246 billion a year global shoe industry by comparing and contrasting over 400 different sneaker boutiques and shoe sites with brands featuring Nike, Adidas, North Face, and Columbia, and featuring over 300,000 products, making us effectively one of the largest sneaker marketplaces in the world. Additionally, we have been partnered with over 250 of these boutiques so far and are getting an average of 8% commission on every single sale made. If you look on your tables there, you can see a couple of shoelaces that have the URL to our website and a couple of the notable brands we feature. We created this website with a goal in mind to help consumers every single day find the best price and save people like me and you precious time and energy in our everyday busy lives. Now, the website right now is in beta, but don't fret. Over the course of the summer, Mitchell and I have been working with our in-house development team to create Shoe Bio version 2.0. With enhanced searching functionality, more immersive features, and an increased diversity in our products, this is supposed to roll out in the next 5 to 6 weeks. Since the inception of Shoe Bio in late 2017, we have raised over $40,000 in funds from grants and scholarships and from pitch competition winnings, where we won second place at both the Next Great Startup and the New Venture Championship. We are looking to create the next best thing, and we are ready to take control of our soul. So everybody, save some time, save some money, shop at ShoeBio.com, and don't forget to take control of your soul. Thank you. All right, I just hold it for questions.
I think this one might be my side.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, hi.
So tell me, what's the fashion equivalent? Is it Farfetch or is it
So that's a good question.
Style Finder, or is it Garmentory, or what is it?
So it's a lot of different things. So Farfetch is one of the main kind of industries that we cover is more of the athletic footwear. So, you know, some of the...
I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay, yeah.
Question is, are these boutiques running their online presence on your platform, or are you driving traffic to shoebio.com where you feature their inventory?
So yeah, so we feature their inventory. ShoeBio consumers will come to our website, search for whatever they're looking for. It could be anything from Jordans to dress shoes to running shoes, stuff like that. And then when they find the best price that they're looking for, they click on it and it'll take them directly to the shoe page of whatever website they're looking at or whatever website fits the best price. And then they can buy it right there in the click of a button. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you compete with Zappos? And I guess, can you explain a little bit about the consumer problem? I understand the boutique problem, right? But can you explain a little bit more about the consumer problem that you're looking to solve and how you see the competition?
Absolutely. So Zappos is actually one of the companies that is on shoebio.com. So when a consumer comes to ShoeBio, they're going to realize, wow, look at all of these prices. Where's the best one? And you can really see, we have some price graphs that show the average historical price of the sneaker you're looking at to see if it's a good price or not, kind of like stocks. Now, if you look at the price range, you can see, oh, maybe there's a price even better than Zappos that we didn't even know about. And so that really gives you the opportunity to see all of these different sites to get the best price possible. So we definitely did take into account these other bigger sites and are hoping to incorporate their consumers into our platform.
Okay, theater, get somebody teed up, and we'll take one from in here, and then we'll take one from the theater. How about someone that said yes? So how does it show you the price?
So yes, everything is featured on our website. Every single price from all the different boutiques are all going to be displayed on shoebio.com, so you can really see the range of prices that a bunch of different boutiques and stores are going to be offering for the same product. So everything is right there for you.
Theater?
So I'm a 15-year-old kid, and I play basketball for a local high school here. So I've bought a lot of shoes, and I've also bought a lot of shoes through platforms that kind of embrace this hotels.com type model where you can compare prices, namely StockX. You said something about comparing shoe prices like they were stocks. That's in the name. And Kixify and even like a platform like Go all do these kind of things. What distinguishes ShoeBio from these platforms?
So a couple of the platforms, so Goat and StockX do a bidding system. And what they do is a B2C business where the consumers are the ones that are selling them on the platform and other consumers are going to buy them. Another thing with Goat and with Kixify, I know on Kixify I've been scammed before. And we've authenticated every single boutique and store that is on our platform, and you're getting it directly from the source. So there's no consumer that you may have to worry about because as a fellow sneakerhead, one of the biggest things is authenticity. And that's something that really scares a lot of people is, oh, am I buying a fake shoe? And my friend's gonna call me out and now I'm gonna have to eat lunch alone or something like that. So we really try to make sure that every single website's authenticated and you're getting it straight from the source so that you don't have to deal with consumer-to-consumer action and have that fear.
Time is up. Nice job. Okay, and last but not least, starting with a Z. Hi, Mandana. Nice to see you. Zeba Hub. Z, that's the last letter of the alphabet. A professional social networking platform connecting health and beauty practitioners to jobs, customers, and each other. Mandana.
Thank you. Did I get to hold this? Awesome. You can put it in here either way. All right. Okay, since I get to be last, I need your guys to help me a little bit. Show of hands, how many people in this room use LinkedIn? Keep them up if you have ever benefited from using LinkedIn to network, get a better paying job, find an investor, find companies to invest in, or just get yourself out there and connect with other people. Keep your hands raised if you've had a haircut in the last year. It's pretty good. Keep your hands raised if you are linked in with the person who cut your hair last. That's like 2 of you. So the reason for that is only 10% of the health and beauty industry uses LinkedIn. I know this because my mom is an esthetician, and she is a freelancer, like 50% of the health and beauty industry. She rents a space. She provides her skincare services. So when she was looking for a job a couple of years ago, and she was looking for a new place to go work, what I found very quickly in helping her in that search was health and beauty professionals don't have a place like LinkedIn where they can network, look for jobs, keep their professional resumes up to date, or even keep their professional reviews, because every 18 to 24 months when they leave, all of those Yelp reviews stay with the business. It doesn't go with the practitioner. So we created Ziba Hub. Ziba Hub is the first and only online professional networking site for the health and beauty market. The health and beauty market is about $160 billion in services with an additional $250 billion in products. What we have found is that most of the practitioners in the industry keep a really robust Instagram profile. Instagram is excellent for that visual feed, but it doesn't have that professional component. A salon owner recently asked me what was the difference between our platform and Instagram. You don't have to scroll through the pictures and try to figure out who you're about to hire. You don't know on Instagram where this person has worked, how many jobs they've switched over the last 5 years, what their reliability is, what their professional experience is, whereas on our platform, you have all of that information in addition to all of the pictures that will be feeding in from Instagram. We don't want to replace Instagram, we just want to make it more usable and help the people in the health and beauty industry expand their professional networking and their ability to make more money and to keep the reviews that they get over time. So our team is an excellent team of people. Myself, I've been in the startup scene for the last 15 years, working as a sales director for 3 different Portland startups, 2 of whom had really awesome exits over the last couple years. My co-founder is the COO of Bishop's, which is a franchise of hair salons up in the Portland area. They have over 200 franchises sold, so she's an industry insider. We have a full-time person who just came over from Nike e-commerce to head our technical group, and we also have the backing of some mentors who have been in the space for the marketplaces, such as StubHub and eBay and Feastly. So, you could just ask.
You're awesome. That was funny. You mean rather than bullying people on stage? Okay, yeah, we have some time for some questions.
Hi. I love this company. So a friend of mine founded ZocDoc. Do you know ZocDoc?
I do.
Okay. You guys know ZocDoc?
Same concept for the medical community.
Okay,
Yeah.
so same concept for the medical community. So the question is, you sort of talked about 2 different things. One is more like a business to business, helping salon owners find great people. And then the other one is allowing professionals to take their reviews with them as they travel from place to place, and for consumers to find a really great person no matter where she's working right now, no matter where her chair is located.
Yeah.
Those sound like 2 different businesses. So which one do you go after first?
Oh, we definitely have to go after building the community first. So we're not going after the consumers. Our first step is to get all of the hairstylists, all the massage therapists, acupuncturists, everybody in the health and beauty industry to come on our platform. They will use our platform because it is the only place they can actually have a digital footprint along with photos of their work. So we are going to get that industry on first. We're going to focus on getting them jobs and building up their careers, making it easy for them to look at job listings, because right now there is no central place for them to find jobs. As soon as we have that part of it down, which should take us about 2 years, then we're going to move into the consumer space, but everything is going to be over time.
Nice job, Mandana.
Thank you.
Good to see you. So can you tell us a little bit about your revenue model?
Absolutely. So we have several revenue models. The first thing, like I said, when we have our job boards that go active, the salons right now are losing roughly $300 million a year on empty seats. So we are going to charge salons to post their jobs on our platform. We also have a subscription base for the salons where they will be paying to be able to browse stylist profiles, browse their ratings, browse certain things that you wouldn't be able to see unless you were a member. With that information, we know that from just the city of Los Angeles, if we were to get 10% of the salon market, that's $2.5 million a year from just Los Angeles. So that's the first version of what we're going to do. We're going to be making the money off of the job board. Over time, we will be working with the schools to get the users in our system. The schools right now have a government mandate where they have to report on placement rates, and that affects how much federal funding they get in the future. So we're going to have them get their students on our platform the day they start. It's going to be free for the students, and then later on down the road, we're going to sell those reports back to the schools. We also have advertising revenue that we've calculated for once we go live, and we have all of the sticky user base that we need to then bring over the advertising revenue that's being spent right now on Instagram and on Facebook.
I have the microphone. Yes.
This problem that you've identified is not unique to the health and beauty professional. LinkedIn for hourly workers doesn't exist almost any industry. Restaurant workers, bartenders. How big can this be?
So you've identified this particular industry segment for this product. How big could this actually go?
Thank you for bringing that up. That's actually definitely something we've thought about. Once we build the structure and we figure out exactly how we are going to capitalize on the health and beauty market, there are lots of other markets that we're going to be able to get into. LinkedIn is specifically built right now for the white-collar market. The average person who works on LinkedIn, who uses LinkedIn, works for a company that's 1,000 employees or larger. That's about 90% of LinkedIn's demographic. So yes, there are lots of other industries. The reason we went after health and beauty is because health and beauty is probably the most fragmented of all of the industries that are regulated, where people have to be licensed, where they have to go to school, where they have to spend money to get into the industry, and then they don't really have any ways to capitalize on that.
Okay. Say the question really fast, and then you answer really fast. Okay, quick.
What's the difference between a beauty professional creating a Facebook page with followers versus just using your platform?
That is a good question. Yes. So she wanted to know the difference between somebody just using a Facebook page versus using our platform. Absolutely. So most of the people who use Facebook are just there in terms of connecting with their friends. So even when you have a Facebook for Business page, that doesn't necessarily contain your resume and resume information about like where you went to school, how long you were with a particular job. It doesn't allow employers to be able to go and do those reverse searches. For example, if I am a salon owner and I'm looking for somebody who specializes in balayage and has 5+ years of experience and is in my area, I can't really go find that on Facebook, but you'd be able to find that on our platform.
Excellent. Wonderful job. Thank you, Montana. Yeah, nice to see you. Okay, so we're just about getting ready to do the votes, but I know we've seen a lot of companies, and I do this every year. So those of you who have been here before, I write a little fable with all the companies in it, and I do it on the spot. So I just did it. I'm going to take some license here with the companies, so it may not be exactly what you do, but it's going to be artistically close, okay? So you own a thriving SaaS company because folks have not canceled due to Raft. And so at the end of the day, taking a quiet moment, you ask Alexa to light your LuDela before trying on your bridal options from Ella and Oak. You realize, I'm getting married. I should do some life planning. So you fill in your LifeExec form. And because you're getting married, you've been saving dollars with Mimble. You have lots and lots of experiences, and you realize it's really cool to get out and do those things. So you get on doing, and you plan some things. Well, for these events, you really need a clean car. So you drive to the nearest Plover car wash, and while there, you think, gosh, I've got that cool wedding dress on the way. I need some shoes. So as a fashionista, you want to get some really nice kicks. So you go on Shoe Bio, and you order a couple pair. And you know what? They're delivered by a drone that has a powertrain from Rogue Approach. Now, all this going on, you realize you've saved, you're getting married, you've got a car that you've got to afford. So, of course, you need to connect with some other industry professionals because you need a new job to afford all this. So you go on Ziba Hub, and you find a job, and you find a network, and your life is excellent. The end. Wow, okay, so now I get to do this really cool thing, which is announce the top 5 finalists to go on to pitch at BBC. Can you emphasize that they're in alphabetical order, not rank? Okay, yes. 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 We're going to announce these in alphabetical order or something like that. It's not by ranking, okay? It's not by like quality of pitch or anything like that. Can I just mix it up? Okay. So they were in alphabetical order, but I'm just going to do it a different way. I want to thank all the entrepreneurs for their ideas. For their preparation, their grace in a this is a very, very friendly but challenging environment. Lots of focus on you and your ideas. And so let's go. I'm going to start with Plover. Raft. Ziba Hub. LuDela. And last but certainly not least, Ella and Oak. So we need to take a photo with the finalists. If you can come. You guys, thanks for being a great audience. Again, loved emceeing, loved being with you tonight. Drive safe, and we'll see you at BBC. Thank you.